Another Peacemaker video here. Just a quick one, I didn't mention this character in the Peacemaker video. I believe this character deserved their own quick vid. That character is Sasha Bordeaux. Now, if you are wondering who Sasha Bordeaux is, she is an Argus agent in the new season of Peacemaker. Though we don't know much about her, we know she doesn't like Chris, but let's be honest here, who does, besides all of us who watches the show, of course. Maybe Rick Flag has done something or said something to convince her. Or maybe she has her own reasons, who knows. Now, as for Sasha as a whole, meaning in the comics, and why I think she is the most important character in Peacemaker. Sasha in the comics is a bodyguard, but not just any bodyguard, but the bodyguard of the one and only Bruce Wayne, our main man, our GOAT, our Dark Knight. She was hired by Bruce, but eventually learned of his secret identity. Bruce later trained her and brought her out to fight and patrol the streets of Gotham. Later she begins an interesting storyline. From the words of Wiki, one night while Batman and Bordeaux were out on patrol, the assassin David Kane lured Wayne's girlfriend Vesper Fairchild to Wayne Manor. He killed her in a way that frames Wayne. Both Wayne and Bordeaux were charged with murder. Sasha refused to exonerate herself by giving up Wayne's secret. They were arraigned and held without bail awaiting trial. After a while, Batman escaped to leave his alter ego behind, leaving Bordeaux inside Blackgate Prison. Batman eventually confronted those who framed him, and Wayne and Sasha were cleared of all charges. While in prison custody, Sasha was severely wounded by another prisoner. She would have died had the government agency Checkmate not given her medical treatment. They faked her death and offered to give her a new name and identity, complete with plastic surgery, if she would work for them. With no other options, she agreed. Batman searched for Sasha, not believing she had died in prison. To facilitate this, he disrupted all of Checkmate's operations in Gotham City. They organized a meeting between the two, where Wayne confessed he loved her. Sasha told him to let her go. Bordeaux rose through the ranks of Checkmate to become right-hand to Maxwell Lord, the group's leader, who, as you know, appeared in Superman, and is played by Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother. Not my favorite casting, but it's whatever. I think with more screen time he could change my mind, but we'll see. Fast forward later, she became known as the Black Queen of the new reformed Checkmate organization. Lots of things I could go into, but if you want to hear more, check out the DC Wiki, where I got the detailed info. Sasha is a bigger character than you actually think she is. Sasha in the comics has a few love interests, one obviously being Bruce Wayne aka Batman, though that relationship isn't exactly a popular one. There is also another relationship that is much more popular and mainstream. Sasha and Mr. Terrific. To summarize the story a little bit, Sasha Bordeaux became known as Checkmate's Black Queen and recruited Jessica Midnight as her bishop. Jessica Midnight is also a very underrated and complex character. Jessica Midnight was born in Wolverhampton. At some point she began getting hallucinations of another person who was an occultist and also a Checkmate agent. Since the Leviathan organization was hunting Checkmate, she feared she was at risk. She also is an associate of the one and only Lois Lane, who we know is played by Rachel Brosnahan. Continuing, she disagreed with Alan Scott over violence and faced Amanda Waller's attempts to take her job. Sasha also began a secret affair with Mr. Terrific. During a mission on Oolong Island, Sasha was abducted by Egg Fu, who experimented on her nanites, going so far as to amputate her arm to see if it would regenerate completely out of nanites. And as we also know, Egg Fu does exist in the DCU already, as he has appeared in Creature Commandos. Obviously he break out somehow to be able to do his experiments. Batman, obviously being the GOAT and lover boy he is, rescued her. Amanda Waller tried to blackmail her with evidence of her affair, while Sasha, Mr. Terrific, and Taleb Khalib exposed Waller's illegal activities, leading to her resignation. Of course, there's a lot more in detail, but going back to the DCU, we have characters set up in the DCU to be followed up in another project of some sorts, like an Egg Fu, or Mr. Terrific, or a Lois Lane, which is actually funny since Lois and Terrific made a great duo in the movie and had some of the best scenes.
You want me to drive?
We'll take my ride.
You have a flying saucer, but you couldn't get a faster garage door?
I haven't worked on that yet.
Dude.
But obviously we have no Bruce Wayne. While he most definitely exists, as does Wayne Enterprises, maybe we will see a form of it. Gunn teased Batman and Superman, or I guess more like Gotham City, but still imagine the ending of the show is Sasha leaving to end up in the Wayne Enterprises building. If you also remember, there was rumored the animated show Waller, or live action, I can't remember if it was live action or animated, but there was a rumor it was being converted into a Checkmate series. Now I think it might be a little early to do that depending on the storyline they go with, obviously, but I have a good feeling Peacemaker Season 2 will somehow set that up. And I definitely think one of the cameos is Amanda Waller, who maybe recruits Sasha. But in the comics, I'm pretty sure Sasha becomes Batman's bodyguard and learns of his identity before she joins Checkmate. But obviously if they went this route, they would change this, especially since Batman's first appearance in the DCU is looking like it's many years away from now. Obviously Batman isn't like super necessary, I guess, but he does train her and sort of set her up to be who she becomes in the future, so I don't know. But they have to figure out what they are going to do with Batman first, because it's honestly looking grim. We still don't know much about the slate of the DCU overall. I don't expect to see her and Terrific to get together right away, especially when we have no backstory for Terrific. He definitely needs more time to develop before we get the bigger, more emotional stories for him, which will probably come eventually. But I do think she will meet Waller, and basically by October we will know a lot more if they are going to skip the Batman stuff for her character or not. But James Gunn spoke in an interview about her not being Batman's bodyguard yet, but that's all I have today. I wrote this before Peacemaker's premiere, so there's a chance a lot more information will come out by then. But thanks for watching, and as you know, more videos to come.